What is up, everyone? Kylie here from the Sport Reports. I'm here with Elliot today.
What is up, everybody? This is the Big Show on my C, aka Elliot. You can call me whichever, and I'm here with the Sport Reports,
And
aka Kyler.
yeah, okay. And this whole channel is going to be just predicting sports that happen throughout the week. Mainly the focus will be on football, basketball, MLB. Right now, we're not really focusing much on any of the other sports. We might later though. But
Yep.
this is gonna be kind of like a little competition. I'll have different people in every week. Maybe some people will in every week. I mean, like I don't know who I'm gonna have in every week. It's gonna be different. It won't be the same people all the
And
time.
this is
But
also going on my channel. But yeah, check out the Sport Reports. He just brought up his new channel. If you're watching this on the Big Show on my C, of course.
yes, the Big Show NYC, which in my account, in my channel, I'll leave a link to that channel. I'm sure he'll leave a link
Yep.
the other way around as well.
Yep.
But anyway, let's get started here. Our first game we're gonna go ahead and predict. We both is gonna be an AFC Championship game taking place on Sunday, and it's gonna be the Patriots and the Broncos. Elliot, let's start off with you.
All right. So we're playing in Denver. Not too cold of weather, so that means that Peyton Manning has his thing going. But we don't have Von Miller. We don't have the greatest defense of all time. Now, Denver's defense, with Von Miller was supposed to be a pretty good defense. Von Miller brings out, the explosiveness, his aggressiveness, and his Adderallness, because he does Adderall. But yeah, I mean, just without him, I don't think their defense will really be able to stand through the toughness. I think Brady kind of can get into Peyton's head, as he has beaten him a good amount of times, of course. Usually, it's freezing, and Brady actually does very well whenever it's freezing weather. But it's not freezing this time. However, you got to take into account that, this is Bill Belichick's team. Bill Belichick is great, especially in the postseason. Peyton Manning, on the other hand, is not that great in the postseason as of late. And as of the last few years, he hasn't been too good. And you got to take that for account that, Brady, I think, this is probably his last year, or next year's his last year, is really going to be able to make a big push. And I think they've come a really far away without having too many of their players active, like Gronkowski, and Amendola was hurt for a bit. And, their team is just beaten up. Their defense is beaten up. But their defense has still been able to do things. And LeGarrette Blount, wow, he's just been killing it lately. I think the Patriots are going to take this game, steal it away from the Broncos. And that's just my opinion, really. If Broncos win, by all means, I'm not gonna be surprised at all.
Okay, so Elliot's gonna go ahead and go and pick the Patriots. Just making sure that's correct, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now it's gonna go over to me. Patriots Broncos. We're going to Mile High. It's going to be a tough game for both. Peyton Manning's known historically to choke quite a bit in the playoffs. Tom Brady, even though, it's Tom Brady, I'm not taking anything away from him when I say this, but in my opinion, it's his defense in the playoffs that has gotten him through to the championships he's had. It's not just him. His defense has played a huge part in it. You can look at the stats to back that up throughout the Super Bowl victories. And I think this year this defense is going to step it up just as good here against Denver. And, I was going for the Broncos. In fact, the Broncos were my preseason pick to go play the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, which wasn't very daring. That was probably half of everybody in the world's prediction.
That was my prediction in this preseason too. So
I
yeah.
would just say, yeah, it was like half of it. It was everybody's prediction. There was no but I'm kind of shifting right here towards the Patriots, though. I believe Tom Brady first will have the better game. I don't think the Broncos defense is going to be that great. I can see him lighting them up pretty good, and even getting blown a couple more touchdowns possibly. He had those 4 touchdowns last week, which I was there to witness, which is pretty cool. But I'm gonna have to go with the Patriots. I actually do last week before last week's game started, I was even telling Elliot I think the Broncos are gonna go to the Super Bowl. After last week's games, I'm going Patriots.
Yep. I'm kind of surprised you actually went with the Broncos, since everybody that I know goes with the Patriots. Broncos. But since you're going with the Patriots, it's cool. We both have our mutual opinion there. And let's go on to the next game, which is later that day. The 49ers versus the Seahawks and the 12th man. You want to go on first?
Yeah, this game, this is gonna be a good game. Here's the thing: this game, the last couple years, seems to depend who's playing at home. And usually the Seahawks play a close game in San Francisco, but the 49ers always pull it out. But it seems the last 2 years that San Francisco's gone to Seattle. It's been ugly. It's been like a complete blowout both times. Like, ugly games. Like, you would think the 49ers are like a 3-13 team, a 4-12 team when they travel to Seattle. Not what they actually are. But there's something different. On those two meetings, Russell Wilson was playing great football at the time. He was doing pretty good. He was playing great football. Right now, he's struggling hard. And that 49ers defense is going to take is going to take advantage of that fact. And I think Colin Kaepernick right now, when he's playing good football, I mean, I think he's going to outplay Russell Wilson in this game. And honestly, I got to think it's going to come down, like, a lot of people talk about those two quarterbacks, and I think it's more the 49ers defense is going to play Russell Wilson a lot better than the Seahawks defense are going to play Kaepernick. Because Kaepernick, when he's in the playoffs, he brings his game to a whole nother level. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the 49ers. So I'm picking both road teams to go and face each other in the Super Bowl.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, you got to take for account that in the last 2 years, the Seahawks have not lost at home. They basically lost twice. If you count the Packers game, that was, the backup ref's fault for misjudging or whatever. They technically have lost twice. But
wait, hold up. The Seahawks won that game.
Yes, but I'm saying that they shouldn't have because of the refs.
Okay, I got you.
They've only lost one game in the last 2 years, but it's technically two. They lost.
And that was the Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals this year. They're the underdogs. But I got it.
Hold on, I want to just go on to that. That was my start of my. That's the start really when everyone started noticing Russell Wilson's been struggling ever since. Not that game, but the game before that, he's been really starting to struggle.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't think the 49ers can do it. I think the 49ers are overrated. I don't know. I don't like them that much. They're overrated. Colin Kaepernick's fucking overrated. Frank Gore is just a touchdown person. He only breaks out for a lot of yards only once in a while. He's a strong guy, but honestly, I don't like him that much. I think it's a bit of a bias. I think now that Kaepernick has Crabtree and he's very healthy now. He's making good catches and stuff, and he has Vernon Davis and he has
Bolden.
He has Anquan Bolden this year. Their team is stacked on offense now and receivers. I think that's what's going to be really pulling up for Kaepernick. I think Kaepernick's extremely overrated. He's very good in the playoffs, though. Like you said, he explodes. He brings this game to a whole entire new level. And I actually really liked him last year. I didn't like him this year, though. I don't know why. I kind of just don't like the 49ers this year. I loved them last year for some reason. But I don't know. Honestly, I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks defense is going to be too much. I think the crowd's going to get in their heads. I think Kaepernick is going to be finally, I think he's just going to not do well. I think he's just going to struggle mightily against the defense because he went against, the Packers defense. He destroyed them. And then the Panthers defense, I thought the Panthers were going to take that away, but 49ers surprised me. But then again, the Panthers team, in general, except for maybe Steve Smith, they're not very, I guess, used to being in the playoffs. Their team has never really been that great in the last few years, and this is Cam Newton's first time. So, he's inexperienced, and Kaepernick, he's very good in the postseason, so can't take that away from him. But this game, I think Russell Wilson, he's not going to step it up too much. I think he's going to play a bit better. I think Marshawn Lynch is going to carry the offensive load. The defense is going to take care of the job. I think there's going to be like a pick six in there. I think the Seahawks are going to be winning a very close game, a very low-scoring game. It's going to be definitely a defensive battle, but Seahawks will win.
Well, okay. So now this is the third pick that we're going to throw in here before we kick off to the NBA. It's just going to be a Super Bowl pick. We don't really need to describe it. I just want to hear out of those two teams who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, really quick.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Since the two you picked, who would win the Super Bowl in that matchup? The Seahawks? So
Yep.
you're picking the Seahawks? So I'm picking the Patriots over the 49ers.
Ooh, underdog.
So, yeah, that's our Super Bowl picks really quick. So now I want to go ahead and kick this off into the NBA. And the first game we have here, it takes place on Monday. It is the Nets and the Knicks. Elliot, I'm going to let you start this, Mr. Knicks fan.
Yes, I'm a Knicks fan. Been one my whole life. So, Last time the Knicks and Nets faced up was in Brooklyn, where they built a massacre. They destroyed the Nets by 30 points, making every shot. The Nets couldn't make a shot. My brother was at that game. He was going crazy on his birthday, December 5th. And, well, it was a really good game. As a Knicks fan, I loved it. But this time it's in New York, not Brooklyn, but, New York City, technically, yeah, but Manhattan. It's in the Knicks Arena, MSG. And, I think the Knicks will actually take it away again. I think the Nets, they've both been good lately. Nets have been better. But I think the Knicks will take it away. They don't have Kenny Martin. They don't have Amari. They don't have Pablo Prigioni. They don't have a lot of their players. But this time they got Chesson Chandler healthy, and I think we're going to be able to steal this one away, win by maybe 10 points. I'm being a bit greedy there, but hey, that's my prediction.
Who's going to be the MVP of the game?
MVP of the game, Melo. I don't like Melo that much as a Knicks fan. I do not want them to re-sign him, but he's been rolling lately. I can't take that away from him, and I think he's going to be the MVP of the game.
So I'm gonna throw out a prediction here. I'm picking the Knicks as well, but I'm gonna throw a prediction out here. I'm gonna throw out Carmelo drops 40.
Drops 40 points. You heard it here, folks. 40 points from Melo.
Monday against the Nets, 40 points.
You heard it first here.
Yeah, you got it right now. But Darren Williams might not even be playing in the game. I think that's another advantage that gives over to the Knicks.
It's a game-time decision, but I doubt he will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He might not be. It's game-time decision, so... that's another reason to go for the Knicks. I think the Nets need Darren Williams to win games like these. Because even though the Knicks may not be that good this year, this is always a big game. So
I can still see Sean Livingston probably dropping like 20 points. He's not that bad.
Yeah, you're right. But when games are big, you need your big players. And I think that's why I think Carmelo is going to step it up here against the Nets.
Yeah, he always does.
And this is why I think the Nets will lose without Darren Williams, because that's their big player. So that is why I'm picking the Knicks to win and beat the Nets.
All right, so next game, later that day on Monday, Pacers versus Warriors in Oracle Arena. Go ahead and go.
This is a tough game, actually, in my opinion. And this, on top of it, it's an East versus West game. They don't see each other that much. It makes it even that much harder to predict. If you know what I mean there.
Yep.
Man, I hate you for making me go in first on this one.
Maybe go first for the last one.
I'm going to tell you something. I think this is going to go to the home team. I think if it was in Indiana, I'd pick Indiana. And I know the Pacers are not a bad road team by any means, but having to travel all the way to California is going to make it hard enough, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Warriors at home over the Pacers.
That's what I think as well. Now, of course, Pacers are 21 at home, and they're still amazing on the road. But, Oracle Arena, it's loud as shit over there. We got Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala. They recently acquired Jordan Crawford and Marshawn Brooks. I think Marshawn Brooks went there too. They have they have like a really good bench now. They have scoring, ball handling off the bench. I think that's going to be a big part of it as well. Secondaries risking each other. I think the Warriors secondary will outplay the Pacers bench, and Warriors will take it by a landslide. I think it's going to be a very close game. My bold prediction will probably be overtime. We'll see, though.
Overtime?
I'm predicting an overtime, maybe. My bold prediction there.
That is a bold prediction.
Yep.
So that is your bold prediction is overtime for that game.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're going to head into Tuesday now. We have the Trailblazers taking on the Thunder in OKC. Let's hear it.
Okay, so the Trailblazers, as me and Kyle are discussing before, they are, 13-5 on the road? And
something like that, yeah.
Thunder are 16-3 on the road. At home or something like that. So we got a very good road team and a very good home team versing each other. Thunder without Westbrook. They do not look that great. They're not too in sync, but you see Kevin Durant just pulling out everything out of his ass. He's going to the free throw line every single second, it feels like, and he's just playing amazingly. And that's what you got to see from Kevin Durant. But Trailblazers they're amazing. They have a good bench now. They're the underdogs. They've been the underdogs the whole entire season, and they've just been wrecking it. Terry Stotts making his team look very good, And I see the Trailblazers whooping them in this one. Maybe winning by 8 points or so. I'm not saying whooping like 30. I'm saying whooping by like 8.
See, now this is where this is a good game. There's many reasons why this is a good game. First of all, Portland's 29-9, while OKC's 29-10. So you're talking about a potential, a lot of momentum. First of all, the winner's going to be first in that Northwest Division, and I think the winner's also going to have a lot of momentum going forward because this is going to be a huge game, in my opinion. I believe Kevin Durant is going to drop somewhere between 35 and 40 points, maybe another 40-er. I mean, I'm not going to call it, though. I'm not going to call it like I'm calling Carmelo's 40, but 30 to 35. He'd keep up to what he's averaging. I give Portland the advantage because I believe Aldridge is going to out-rebound Ibaka, and he's going to get a lot more rebounds, and that's just going to help Portland get those second-chance baskets over on the offensive side. And I think that is going to be a huge thing for this game because this game is going to be close. I mean, I don't think you can doubt that, can you?
Yeah, I can. I'm saying 8 points. That's not much.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think it's going to be close. Now, I'm thinking I'm going Portland.
Ooh, so we're going the same exact thing every time so far. But these are great games.
I'm going Portland by 3.
Ooh. So we got close and closer. So Kyle's going closer. I'm going close. Not too close though. The 8 isn't really that close. We can't say it's close.
So anyway, Friday we have the Grizzlies and the Rockets.
Ooh, shit.
Who are you taking?
It's a pretty interesting game. Now the Grizzlies are now back with Marc Gasol, who's like kind of their best player, I would say. I'd say Mike Conley and him are their best players. Mike Conley takes the offensive and defensive load. Marc Gasol, just, he won Defensive Player of the Year last year. Definitely, like, just deserved that. Great defender. Does not let anybody really score in the paint. But, he has to go against Dwight Howard, and that can maybe put some pressure on him, but I think he can take on Dwight Howard offensively. And defensively, I think Dwight Howard can take care of him. So there's a swap over there. But I think the Grizzlies are going to start to make a bit of a run. That's like my kind of prediction. They're 500 at this very moment, and I think they got to really pick it up now if they want to make the playoffs. I think now that they have Marc Gasol back, they really just got to start stepping it up, and I think Grizzlies will overtake the Rockets by a landslide.
So you think by a landslide?
A landslide. I don't think they can beat them by that much.
Woohoo! A landslide.
Indeed.
See, that's hard to say. I'm picking the Rockets myself. I'm going to tell you that because while Marc Gasol is a really good pickup, I think Dwight Howard is going to still dominate him. I'm throwing that out there. I think Dwight is going to pull up a really good game. He's going to get a lot of boards, everything else, and I'm picking the Rockets to go at home. I mean, at home on top of it, I think the Grizzlies are overrated this year.
There's really nothing to overrate them by. They're 19-19.
You're right, but a lot of people expect them to pick that up. A lot of people expect to see them in the playoffs. Yes,
they've been garbage this year. I'm just saying, in general, I think they will pick it up. I don't care about them though.
But a lot of people in general, though. I mean, I think they are an overrated team.
Oh.
I think they're a team that by the end of this year will end up in the bottom 6 of the NBA.
See, the thing about the Grizzlies is that they have really nothing to look forward to. They're just that franchise that, they don't got any future. They're in win-now mode, but they don't got the pieces to win now. That's the thing. They got mediocre all over their team, except for Mike Conley, who's always underrated, and Marc Gasol, who is not the best offensive scorer, but...
You know who they remind me of from last year?
Who?
They remind me of the Lakers and their whole win-now mentality.
Exactly.
You saw where they got the Lakers last year.
Exactly. Now they have a losing record, and then Kobe's going to try to come back and make them win again, and that's not going to happen considering that they're in such a big slump.
I love the fact that you're going and you're bringing up the now you're sending the Grizzlies down after you talk about what they're going to do. I love it.
Again. Even if they do have a playoff season, they got the 5th seed or whatever, which I don't know if they're going to get. But if they do, then that's not going to do them much. They're not going to do shit in the playoffs. And
I predict they'll miss the playoffs. I'm just going to throw it out there.
They probably will, but I'm just making a prediction that they're going to go on a run, probably make the 7th or 6th seed. And honestly just losing the first round. And the way that works is that you never want to be that type of team that just goes to the playoffs every year, every single year, but they don't do anything. They're like the Hawks. Like the Hawks always make the playoffs, but they don't have the players to, go to the finals or make it far in general. And you never really want to be that team. You want to go into rebuilding mode, and they don't really got the team to go in rebuilding mode, considering that they don't have the youngest players, but they don't have the oldest players. Like, I think their oldest players like Tayshaun Prince.
Yeah.
So, they get all of their players are quote unquote in their prime or a little after their prime, and their players aren't that good to even say like they're in their prime, they're really good. Like Zebo, he's having an inconsistent year, I feel like, but I don't know. I just feel like they can. I feel like they can pull it out. The Rockets in themselves are very inconsistent. They're extremely inconsistent. And Dwight himself is pretty inconsistent himself. Like I think he's gonna have probably like a 15 points, like 11 rebound game, which it's good, but I don't think it's really domination. That's just my prediction, though.
Okay, so you still are though. You're still gonna stick with the Grizzlies over the Rockets.
Yeah, I still am,
okay.
Even though I just bashed the shit out of them.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry to all of you guys in Memphis. I know you guys don't really have too much to look forward to in Memphis, in sports-wise, but that's. Just gotta deal with it, I guess.
Okay, so now what we're gonna go ahead. We're going to we each picked our own separate games. We don't know which one of us picked what game, and we're just gonna predict the games that we picked. We each picked one. So Elliot, let's hear your games first. Your game, I should say.
Imagine we get the same exact ones. All right, so my pick is going to be Clippers versus Pistons on January 20th. Reason why I picked this game is that it's going to be interesting. You got DeAndre Jordan versus Andre Drummond, both defensive specialists. Now they have, obviously the finishing-esque, they put back slams, the slams in general, and they're actually pretty similar players, except I think Andre Drummond's a lot better. That's just me, but definitely DeAndre Jordan's a lot more improved. Pistons are 7-12 at home at this very moment. Clippers are 9-10 away. So I think this is going to be a game that the Pistons can steal. In a sense, Pistons just, they're like the Trailblazers from last year. They really are. They have amazing starting lineup, an amazing one, and then their bench is just utter shit. Like their best player is the inconsistent Rodney Stuckey. He was not even that good. You got like Will Bynum, Luigi Tatome. Like you got like these like random players that they're not going to do the job off the bench, and that's really been like the main issue for the Pistons. If they had a good bench, then imagine how good they can be, especially in the Eastern Conference where they'd be whooping everyone's ass. And also they don't have the best defense other than Drummond, of course. I think this is going to be a steal for the Pistons though, considering that Clippers not that great on the road. They don't got CP3 at the moment, even though Darren Collison is doing very well. You just dropped something that's nice.
Yeah, I did. I just dropped something.
But I think the Pistons will bring it out and probably win by 5 points.
Pistons by 5. That is your game. So you ready to hear my game?
Go ahead.
It is the Boston Celtics heading to Miami to take on the Heat.
Ooh, that's a good game.
Now, Boston, in their last 10, they've been god-awful. I mean, 1-9.
Terrible.
1-9 in their last 10.
Terrible.
Miami, 5-5 in their last 10, so they're just kind of playing 500 ball right now. But I'm actually picking a Boston upset here.
They upset them earlier this year, so that's not going to be surprised if they do.
That Boston upset, well, I mean, I think this is where Boston's going to get out of this struggle. I actually think Boston, even though they're in rebuilding mode, even though, like, really everyone's kind of given up on them. Everybody has. I mean, have you given up on the Celtics?
Yeah, but earlier this year they were actually like the 4th seed.
Yes, you've given up on them. I have not given up on them. I think they're going to make a run. We're getting close to the second half of the season starting. I mean, it basically is the second half of the season. Like, I mean, the first half is coming to an end, just a few more games, really.
Yep.
And so I'm expecting a run by Boston. I'm expecting somewhere between a 40 to 42 finish, 41-41 finish. And I'm expecting Boston to get somewhere around the 6th or 7th seed with that.
Wait.
Or 5th. Hold on.
Wait. So you're saying that they're going to be a 500 team by the end of the year, and you're saying that they're only going to get the 6th or 7th seed? Have you seen the Eastern Conference?
Yes, I have seen the Eastern Conference, but I mean, I don't see it staying that way. I don't know how it can possibly
I think it
stay
will.
that
It
way.
will.
I don't think it can. I don't think that's possible.
I think it will. I think why would the teams get any better? They're going to get worse as they see that they should be giving up. The teams
You're
that
right,
are
you're right. I'll tell you
the
what,
teams
there
that
are
are
four
tanking
teams.
right now are making the playoffs. Do you think they want to keep on winning by accident? They're winning.
Hold up. There are four teams right now that are above 500. Okay.
4.
So you're right, but there are also 2 more teams that are just 1 game under 500.
Still.
Now I'm telling you, the 6th or 7th seed at a 500 record is very reasonable. Even just a 40-42 right outside there, a 6 or 7.
That's true.
And you know the East sucks, and everyone's tanking in the East. I'll agree with you. Everyone's tanking in the East when Toronto's the number 3 seed right now. We're almost halfway
They're like
through.
20-19. They're like 1 game over 500 or something like that.
Like, let's say yes, it seems like the East is tanking like crazy. I think everyone wants some of that Wiggins and Parker.
Yeah, everyone does.
action.
They're thirsty, especially the Bucks and Jazz.
I wouldn't really say the Jazz were tanking though. They're just too young to do anything. You think they're tanking?
Well, whenever you're starting, you're starting like Richard Jefferson, I think maybe you're probably tanking.
Who else are we gonna start?
Why do you have Richard Jefferson in the first place? You guys traded with like Golden State. You got like Andres Biedrins and Richard Jefferson. Y'all are tanking. Why would you not be tanking though? You guys have a very young squad. Might as well play the young players like you are. You trade away Al Jefferson. I mean, you didn't trade away anybody. You let Al Jefferson walk. You let Paul Millsap walk, and to kind of play the young guns like Derek Favors and kind of Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter has been a project. He's coming off the bench, I think now. But I think you guys are tanking.
Yeah, he's playing behind Jefferson over there.
God. I'm nothing against Jefferson. I loved him on the Nets, but now he's just nothing but
Okay, enough bashing on Utah. We're done here today.
Okay, so you think Boston's gonna overtake the Heat, and you think they're gonna go on a big run, huh?
Yep.
How
do you like that for a prediction?
That is a good prediction, but I don't think they can do it again. That's just my opinion. They did it early this season. I don't know if they can do it again, honestly. I think Jared Sullinger is gonna have a huge game though. He's a very good player. He just got like a 20-20 game or something like that. So
before we go, I want to go ahead and predict Toronto Raptors NBA champions. Just throwing that out there.
Shit!
No, number 3 seed in the East, NBA champions.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Jonas Valanciunas for 3, bang!
No, I'm just kidding. Not happening at all.
Oh God, that just like brought like a fucking sensation. Okay, but yeah, honestly, I can't hate you for the Boston prediction. They were pretty good in the beginning of the year actually under like Brad Stevens, who's actually a good coach. But yeah, I think that's about it though. You
want to know something that's really sad?
What?
The Jazz are 1 game from being. I'm just going to throw this fact out here. The Jazz are 1 game from being. Well, basically, they are last in the West. But if they were in the East, they would only be 5 games from a playoff spot. I'm just going to
technically everybody except for the Bucks and the Eastern Conference who's not in the playoffs are like 1 to 5 games back from the freaking playoffs. It's a sad realization, and the NBA should really like change something. Make maybe like the top 6 teams from each conference making the playoffs instead of the top 8. Because whenever you have the top 8 from each conference, you're having basically over half the NBA inside of the playoffs. Because you're having 16 teams out of the 30 available teams, and I think that's a bit of an overload. I think they should really change it to 6 per conference, like other sports.
I just think the East should step up its game. The West usually always has all 8 teams have winning records.
I know that. I know the East. Yeah, the East is trash. The Bucks made it. The Bucks made it. We went like 38 and like something, 44 or whatever.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but that's pitiful. And like this year, it's going to be even worse, considering that everybody's under 500 basically. All right, but I think that's enough for this.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. We bashed a lot of teams, and I feel bad for.
Yes.
I feel bad for Memphis fans. I feel bad for Utah fans like you. I feel bad for Nets fans, as I just felt like, yeah, Nick's gonna bash him up. Oh god.
So anyway, this is Kyler, and that's Elliot over there, and
Somewhere over here.
somewhere over there. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, see you all later.
Dude.